Welcome to I Am the Cute One, the most chaotic school dance in the podcast universe.
Listen, you got through the week like we got through 9/11.
And a recession.
And the Special K diet.
And the time that James Franco hosted the Oscars.
And Ben Platt's wig in Dear Evan Hansen.
TGIF.
Hello, I am Donnie and I am the cute one.
And I'm Chelsea and I'm the cute one.
TGIF, cuties.
TGIF.
Chelsea, before we begin, I have to tell you, I'm going to go first with how my week was and all of that because the Hillary Duff tour queue just opened up. I'm number 1,663. So by the time I'm done my monologue, then it'll be time for me to buy tickets and you can talk and I just won't listen.
Great.
I mean, that's normal anyway. I just have an excuse as to why not to listen this week.
Okay. Well, when I call you out on it because the eyes are glazed, you can just give us the number. In the queue, so we know when things are happening.
So this week, I went home for a few days. My nephew is 6 months old now, almost 7 months. And I'm sure he knows who his grandma is, knows who his mom is, whatever. But in terms of me, who's only there like once or twice a month, up until this point, I can take him and he's fine, or I can take him and he just doesn't want to be held by a stranger. But like this was the first time when like I took him when I first got there and he like had to wait a little bit to see who I was. But then I realized, just like when dads shaved their beard, I was wearing my glasses. So then I took my glasses off and then his old pal was back.
I love that. Babies are so funny to me because I love that truly it's like a magic trick. If you play peekaboo, their mind is blown. You take off those glasses and it's Donnie's here.
Also, what I hate, that's something we love. What I hate is... I hate just being such a trendsetter and so funny. Because
I can't wait to hear where this sentence is going.
So first of all, every time I'm there, I introduce him to a new song, you know? The first one when he was 12 hours old was Sneaker Night by Vanessa Ann Hudgens. Last time, now that he can he needs to be held, but now that he can support himself on his legs.
Oh, he's got little frog legs?
Yeah, he can support himself on his legs if you're holding him, but sometimes they drop a little bit. He loses strength in his legs. So I was like, oh my God, he's dancing. So then I decided to introduce him to Shake It Fast by Mystical. Shake Your Ass is the version I played for him. I came here with a dick in my hand, like that. So I played that for him as he danced, whatever. But everyone thought that was so funny that now it's like a recurring thing. They hold him and make him dance and they sing Shake It Fast to him. And I'm like, what's happening? This is our thing. So that's number one. Number two, they also bought a book called Peekaboo Baby, I think it's called. And it has a mirror in it. So every page is like Peekaboo Moon, and then it's the moon, but the baby's face. Peekaboo mayonnaise jar, but the baby's faces in the mayonnaise.
Sure.
I read it wrong, and I kept thinking it was saying peekaboo boo. Oh no, we might have to take a break. I'm number 302. So I thought it was peekaboo boo. So every time I was like, peekaboo boo, and then my sister came over and was like, it just says peekaboo. And I was like, oh, I was adding too many boos. Well,
you weren't used to it because you only famously read dialogue in books. And so this was a new step for you for reading some of the other plot.
Yeah. Oh, now with that said, go dog go. He loves when I read that because when we get to that dialogue of, do you like my hat? I do not like your hat. Goodbye. That he loves. Anyway, peekaboo boo. So then I went home and that's all a little stim they all say to the baby. Peekaboo boo. I'm like, can you all get your own inside jokes, please?
But I want to introduce you to the concept of having a baby, where if something makes the baby smile or laugh, then that becomes joint intellectual property.
Well, no, here's the thing, though. My mom sings It's a Small World to the baby, and that soothes the baby when she's with him. I'm in.
Okay, we're in.
Pause.
Like what you're hearing? Head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for more.
There you can find uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes.
That's patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne. See you there. Well, we're back, cuties. Some bad news. Donnie was not able to get tickets.
This is not what dreams are made of.
Maybe that mom group bought all the tickets.
Maybe. Probably busy stealing each other's jokes too. My mom sings It's a Small World to him, and that soothes the baby. That makes the baby giggle, and nobody takes that.
Have you tried and she yells at you?
No, but that's the thing. Nobody tries. They just know, oh, that's their thing. My dad sings Mary Had a Little Lamb and changes it to be about how the lunch lady finds the lamb and turns it into soup. Nobody takes that. That's just their thing. So my thing is peekaboo boo and shake it fast. Maybe I have to apply dominance. I'll just tell them. This is my thing.
How dare you make my nephew laugh in my absence?
You can find your own things. Or if you do it, show my face so he knows, oh, this is me and Uncle Donnie.
Okay, I hear you.
Because the thing is, the baby is not smart enough to know that I invented it yet.
Well, don't worry. I do think that you will be telling your nephew at some point. You're going to be sitting down and instead of peekaboo boo, it's going to be just a list that you present him of like, by the way, all these things that are core memories from your childhood, I invented them. So please credit me when talking to your kindergarten friends.
I just might. So that was something I didn't like about my week, but something I did like, Valentine's was this week, and it was my first Valentine's Day with my boyfriend, and he cooked me dinner. It was lovely. And then we went to see live music together at this little like Middle Eastern bar in Brooklyn. And when I went to like look at the menu ahead of time, we had, since he already cooked, we just had baklava for dessert.
Is baklava a dessert food? Like, is it sweets?
The one I had was sweet.
No, I believe you, but this is like cannolis all over again.
Baklava is a rich, sweet pastry.
I thought it was like a stew. What am I thinking of now?
I don't know. Goulash? No, that's a shoe. So Valentine's Day was a success. I did post a picture of him on Instagram. I thought all the cuties were on the same page about this, but I guess I have to be the one to break the news to you. I posted a picture of him on Instagram for Valentine's Day. I made sure to not include a caption so that you wouldn't like talk about that it's on the rocks or whatever if I said too many words. It was just a picture.
It was your first Valentine's Day. Now, if you had said my best friend, we've had our ups and downs, you know,
No.
Looking at you there.
Now, there was no caption, but the card, Chelsea. If the card would have been a caption, oh, for sure, you would have said we're on the rocks. And we're not. I'm just lovey-dovey. Yeah.
That is what it should be.
Okay.
That's what's so crazy to me is like when people post to the person that they're just sitting next to on the couch, turn to that person and say, hey, you mean so much to me. We've been through a lot this year, and I'm so glad that we are still together, and let's go have some baklava. That's what it should be. It's the same as people who are like posting Happy Father's Day to their dad who doesn't have social media. I'm like, you just wanted to post a cute baby picture of yourself.
No, yeah, for sure. So I posted a picture, and then the song choice was So Easy to Love by Miss Olivia Dean, who's also, her concert tickets were impossible to get as well. Then so many cuties DM'd me and said, wait, in love? In love? Yes.
Consider this the soft launch of his hard launch of the fact that they say that they love each other.
So that's that. Big Brother 40 is 30 days away. And because of my job being 6 days a week and my only day off being Mondays, which my sister's a teacher and that's not her day off, my time to work on props is limited. So I've only been going like once a month, see the baby a little bit, and then work on props. This was my last visit home where I got to work on props. So truly, morning to night, there I was finishing all the Big Brother props.
And it's hard because you can't even tell me what they are.
And that's the tough part too, is like some of it my sister can help with, like a memory wall or like laminate these 28 keys, whatever, she can do that. But then some of it is for competitions with like puzzle pieces on it. So then she can't help. So then I'm truly in the dark. But it was a lovely day. We got it all done. Everything else left is just like things that aren't needed. Like, did I buy a dinosaur costume yesterday to host a Big Brother competition? Yeah, of course. Because like, because you do have to go find bones with people's names on it. So I was like, that could be fun in itself, but it would be more fun if I was dressed as a dinosaur telling you to do that.
Well, speaking of Big Brother 40, I also am at the phase of spending money for things that aren't needed because I did buy my competition day outfit. Should I tell you or do you want to be surprised?
Can you tell me?
As the cuties know, Friday night is Traitors themed. Saturday is the day of all of the Big Brother competitions, and you want it to be like 2006 to 2009-ish era, like the Janelle years for how we're going to dress. So I was thinking, do I want to try to find a former Big Brother contestant to try to look like? Because, you know, I do thrive on a theme. But then I was like, no, I want to be true to like what I was wearing in the early aughts, but bring it up a notch.
Okay.
So I did go on victoriassecret.com. I did go into the Pink collection.
Okay.
I was shocked to see, talk about branding, Pink has not wavered in what they are delivering. So I surely did buy flare leggings with the fold-over top, camo.
Okay.
Pink logo on the butt.
Uh-huh.
Now, they didn't have matching camo bra or jacket. So there is the like pink 86 on the flare. So then to match, I got the pink sports bra and a pink pullover. So then I can do like work, like imagine me sad at an eviction, like with my hood up, or like imagine me zipping off my
wait, is a
sweatshirt
zip
after
up not a pullover?
No, a zip up.
Brilliant.
I have that. I did also get a little army hat and big bug sunglasses like Nicole Richie. I'm going to do 2 low pigtails, which means, Donnie, you did fish your wish. Words are spells. I can't get my hair cut shorter between now and BB40 because I need to have this length to be able to do the 2 low ponies.
What if this was my long con all along and you get there and we're not even playing Big Brother? I just wanted you
to grow out my
your
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I got all of that, and then I did find myself looking for authentic Nike Shock shoes that are like $130. And I was like, I don't need to buy Nike Shocks to complete the look. Yes, that would make it exactly what I was wearing in 2007, but I think we could be fine with regular Asics.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
But also, speaking of Big Brother 40, we did have to do that survey because you put together a lovely booklet with people's faces, kind of first impressions of people. I've got my eye on some people based on their answers. I did realize as I was filling it out, I would be absolutely terrible at online dating. Because I could tell that people really put a lot of time and thought into their answers to really, again, a first impression. I surely did just go down, and the first thing that popped in my mind, I said.
Okay, that's
so
fair.
For example, you said, who's your favorite actor? My answer, Jess from Gilmore Girls. Sure. But I did say that my favorite actress was Toni Collette, and I'm here with breaking news, Donnie.
What?
Did you know Toni Collette, I recently saw an interview she did. Did you know she's Australian?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I truly felt like I had just learned, Cuties, if you have kids in the car, fast forward, that Santa Claus wasn't real. I was so shocked because you know how I am. Emma Watson, I've got my eye on you. I have an ear for people with fake American accents. I had no idea. I told Dr. Bald, I said, Dr. Bald, did you know that Toni Collette is not American? And he said, of course I knew. And then he said, but I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want it to ruin it for you if you didn't know that.
Ruin what for you?
Then I wouldn't be able to focus on anything but her fake American accent.
Now you'll try to catch her.
I'm here to say, give that woman all the Oscars. Crazy.
Well, I'm glad you know. Yeah, her first couple movies before she like crossed over are all Australian movies.
And I think I've seen some of those, but I think I just thought she was doing a bad Australian accent.
Not a bad one.
I know. But like I, at the time, was like, wow, what a talented actress that she can put on such a convincing show as a Aussie Down Under.
No, that's just her.
The last thing I did this week was I'm getting ready to watch the America's Next Top Model documentary. I have not watched it yet. I've thought about it. I'm going to watch it because, as you know, ANTM girly, we had our own drinking game in the basement with me and all my high school friends. Ironically, from the beginning, the drinking game entailed a lot of the things that now people are pointing out as like, that was weird. I'm like, yes, we were on the pulse. But I was thinking about the revelation of you never watching it.
Yeah.
Based on everything I've seen about the documentary, Tyra is still Tyra. I do think that, unfortunately, some of the hee ha ha quintessential episodes might be slightly tainted now with more context of that girl on the phone crying to her boyfriend, maybe crying for other reasons, etc. But what if in April we could have ANTM April and we spend those 4 movie Monday episodes covering like 4 top model episodes where you get to watch for the first time, and then I can provide you with context of like, by the way, in the documentary, here are the behind the scenes things.
Okay, yeah, I love that.
Because then that'll be a good break for me personally. After Donnie Appreciation Month, after BB40, I'm really anticipating the big come down, and nothing helps with the come down than Tyra Banks, because I don't understand why everybody's so up in arms, and I get it. Like, she's a monster, and she basically did this documentary to be like, yes, and here's the newest season. Like, she does not take any accountability
No, I
whatsoever
love
from what
that.
I'm hearing. But like, this is a woman who pretended to have rabies on national television. She foamed at the mouth and barked at somebody in her audience. Why did we think she was going to show up and apologize for anything?
Right. No, I love this idea. And I'm taking offense. I do not think that there'll be anything to come down from, Chelsea. The only come down will be that you're sad that it's over. The movies this month are top tier. We have My Date with the President's Daughter, The Skeleton Key, Caroline, Ben and Me, about Abraham Lincoln and the Mouse. Oh, Ben Franklin and the Mouse. And then Cuties Choice, which if you are a Patreon member and have not yet voted for Cuties Choice, you have 5 days left. And the theme is little known Amanda Seyfried films. So your choices are Chloe, Red Riding Hood, and Gone.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I won't put this on the Patreon, obviously, but there's a sex tape of me with something in my mouth. And during it, we were watching Gone. So you just hear Amanda Seyfried in the back screaming the whole time.
Let's move on to recommendations. I recommend I buy a time machine and go back in time to prevent me from ever meeting you. So I never had to know about that sex tape.
I'll put it on your Patreon. So for recommendations, I saw 2 movies this week. One, I had to think about putting it in recommendations, but I do recommend you see it. But then afterwards, I'll just tell you, yeah, it wasn't good, huh? So that one is Wuthering Heights, the Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi film. And if you read the book, doesn't matter because it's truly nothing like the book. In the book, it tells the story of this couple that are like not meant for each other and they like go back and forth. They can't stand each other. There's like sexual tension among them, but because of that, they like torture each other kind of. And then that woman dies halfway through the book. And then he like takes the daughter and like raises her kind of and makes her his like servant. But then as she gets older, they start to have like a little weird thing. But then all this time, he's like haunted by the ghost.
Woody Allen vibes, honestly.
Yeah.
Have you heard the Chelsea Handler story about her dinner party with Woody Allen?
No.
She tells the story in her stand-up special and in her most recent book where she was invited to this dinner party where she was going to be at the same table as Woody Allen and his wife/adopted daughter, Soon Yi. So Chelsea said she played the long con. The whole dinner, she's sitting there, she's making small talk, she's not saying anything. Then dessert comes out. And she waits until Woody Allen takes a giant bite of his cake and she says, "So how did you two meet?" And she said that was like when she knew that her therapy was working because she had such poor impulse control before that she said she would have said something immediately. She's like, but sometimes this was proof to me that waiting does pay off. So anyway, back to Wuthering Heights.
Yeah. So this version decided to cut all of that. And instead of like a mom and a daughter, they just made it like one woman that they have this relationship with throughout the film. So already that like changes the whole plot. But then also that wasn't the big problem for me. The big problem was in terms of like imagery and tone, I felt like we had 3 different movies. Like sometimes the set and the lighting and the costumes looked very like Tim Burton adjacent. Sometimes they looked like the cover of like a Harlequin romance novel, you know, like the pink and purple sky and like wind blowing in the hair on a cliff. And then other times it looked just like a regular period piece. So to go from like one scene to the next, it was very like jarring. I got whiplash.
What was the other movie you saw?
Movie of the year is what it was. And I already got DMs because I've said movie of the year. And they're like, how many movies of the year are there? 12. There will be, actually. 1 for every month. But that doesn't make it movie of the month. It makes it 12 movies of the year.
If you have a favorite outfit and then you buy another outfit, does that mean that at the time that first outfit wasn't your favorite outfit? Just because I get another tall tee doesn't mean that I don't have love and respect for the Adam Family shirt that I wore.
Thank you. Movie of the year, Send Help, with Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. Do you know about it?
No, I know nothing about it.
It's like Misery, but on an island. It's this girl, Rachel McAdams, who is like frumpy and has like greasy hair and eats tuna fish at work. She's passed over for a promotion because of all of those reasons. And he just gives it to some guy that like plays golf and stuff. So then he wants her to train the person that he picked for the promotion because like that guy needs to know the information. So he's like, you train him, you come on this business trip to Bali or wherever they go. And like during the flight, Bali, and during the trip you can like train, whatever. So they go on this jet to Bali, and then during there's a storm and the plane crashes, and then it's just the boss and her left alive. What they find out on the plane is that she had auditioned for Survivor. So like she knows how to start a fire. She knows how to like prep coconuts to get water for a flood and stuff. So then on the island, she is in charge. Like he wouldn't survive without her. So then she becomes in charge. And that's when it becomes very Misery adjacent.
I love that.
It's
And
so
very
good.
timely because don't forget, Patreon Cuties, in March, we will be covering Survivor because I've never seen that.
I can't wait.
My recommendation is not a movie or a film or a book.
Okay.
My recommendation is, unfortunately, the Dr. Dennis Gross peels, which are those 2 little alpha beta peels where you rip off the top and you rub your face, wait 2 minutes, then you take the other one, rub your face.
Is it the same as just Neutrogena oil peel?
Well, I guess like the same concept, but I recommend specifically this brand, which I hate to do because I use this brand religiously a couple of years ago, but they're so expensive.
Oh.
I've got to say, I'm back on day like 4 of using them, and my skin has never been softer, and I like visibly see a difference in my pores and my wrinkles. So, Dr. Dennis Gross, please sponsor me because they are worth the money. So, one more reminder, we are over on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. It's starting to take off over there. It's very exciting. And then hit that bell button so that if we go live in the future, you know it. And then patreon.com/I'mTheCuteOne. We have a lot of really exciting things coming down. Like we said, we'll be covering Survivor. And then after BB40 in April, we're going to have a lot of BB40 content over there, including we're still figuring out logistics of what's going to go where, but we're basically producing our own reality show.
Yeah.
There will be episodes of Big Brother 40 coming out every week in April. So patreon.com/I'mTheCuteOne.
Can't wait. This week, James Van Der Beek and Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away. Tell Me Lies aired its series finale. Stephanie Pratt said her brother isn't cut out for politics. A Charlie's Angels reboot was announced. Shia LaBeouf was beat up and arrested. And the queers of New York City showed they can't be silenced when they hung the pride flag back up outside of Stonewall. Love that part.
Shia LaBeouf at it again in Mardi Gras.
This week, and I tried to find a through line so I could have 2 headlines. There isn't one. So I'm just going to... Last week, you did a little sneak attack. So I'll do it this week.
Rob Pork didn't make it to the main feed, but the Patreon cuties got to hear all about him.
So first of all, the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary was announced. I think it's a concert and maybe an interview. It's hosted by Alex Earl, so it is definitely something. That will be during Donnie Appreciation Week. So happy birthday to me.
Thank you, universe.
Yeah, thank you, universe. In the comments, I wrote, oh my God, my birthday week. She knew. And then so many other little March 20th babies came out and said, me too, me too. So they followed me. Thank you, universe. Also, Hannah Montana's old news, literally 20 years. New news, the Netflix Scooby-Doo show, Chelsea. Did you see anything about this?
I saw, and I figured you were going to tell me more.
Brilliant. I haven't been this excited since Sarah Michelle Gellar was cast as Daphne. So there's going to be a live-action Netflix show. We don't know if it's gritty or campy or what. I do hope it's the same tone as the original Scooby-Doo movies, but whatever we get, I'll still be into it. But they cast Daphne. As of now, the rest of the cast hasn't been found. McKenna Grace, we know her, we love her, is Daphne Blake.
That's great casting.
Great casting. And she is in Scream 7 as well, which you may recall Sarah Michelle Gellar was in Scream 2. So I do feel like all we need now is her in the new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, and then maybe Buffy, and then the gems are complete or whatever.
Perhaps an episode of 911.
I would die.
Maybe she would too. You don't know what's going to happen on 911. What's your emergency?
No, a lot of people don't die for it being 10 years of 911 calls, actually. You'd think you'd get more. When Jennifer Love Hewitt had to save the day from the AI bot, we got a montage to show that she actually cares about the people in ways that a robot can't. We got a montage of all the times that she's helped people on the thing, and that guy that she talked to in his final moments as he drowned in his attic, that was there.
Huh. Was that
Love
on this episode or Patreon that we just spent 20 minutes on?
Patreon.
Okay. Cuties, if you want to hear us talk more about the AI bot and 911, unfortunately for all of us, it won't be on this TGIF that Donnie gives us the plot of this week on 911. That did happen earlier in the week on Patreon, where we did spend about 20 minutes talking about the various 911 plots. So if you're starved for 911 content, go over there.
Whoa, guess what else? They haven't cast any of the other humans, but the original voice of Scooby-Doo is playing Scooby-Doo still. Raggy?
Ruby?
He wouldn't say his own name.
He does.
No, he howls it. Ruby-dooby-doo. He doesn't say it the way you said it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that the problem with the impression work that just happened on this show?
I think so. Anyway, racists. Racists are all I saw them all over threads on Twitter. They were like, "Oh, woke is done. We have a white Daphne." I was like,
what?
There's 4 characters. Like, the other 3 could all be people of color. They could be non-binary people of color for the other 3. You just have one.
Velma is asking for they, them pronouns.
I agree.
Woke is done because McKenna Grace got cast as Daphne.
They said it. It's been announced. Woke is done.
This is actually a perfect segue to my headline because my favorite topic, talking about the fucking idiots over on Threads. I accidentally went viral on Threads this week, Donnie, and I never want it to happen again. Of course, of all the content I make that I put thought into, make little jokes, make myself laugh, I post nothing.
Never.
Crickets chirping, tumbleweed rolling by. I just reposted the video that I'm going to talk about of Obama basically confirming aliens, and I made a joke about it. Truly, like, as my head was hitting the pillow going to sleep, I woke up, and you would have thought that I don't know what you would have thought, because people are out here just crop dusting their think pieces on Threads. Get a grip, get a life. Stop telling me why my joke was wrong and why I can't believe you believe presidents in this day and age. And this is to cover up the Epstein files. And if you pay close attention, aliens are mentioned every time X, Y, and Z. I don't give a flying fuck. Anywho, Obama went on a podcast, and during the lightning round of questions, the podcast host, Brian Taylor Cohen, asked him, are aliens real? And his answer was, they're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept underground in Area 51. So now, of course, he has backtracked, and he said, I was trying to stick with the spirit of the speed round, but since it's gotten attention, let me clarify. Statistically, the universe is so vast that the odds are good that there is life out there, but the distances between solar systems are so great that the chances we've been visited by aliens is low, and I saw no evidence during my presidency that extraterrestrials have made contact with us. Really? Which, fine. And I would believe that maybe presidents aren't informed about aliens because God knows if our current president knew about aliens, we'd be trying to conquer Mars right now. But I think aliens are real, and I know things have been confirmed lately, and I think, again, my theory, the depths of the ocean.
I know, but even though Cloverfield did come out of the ocean, you see at the very end, it was dropped from the sky. So they might live under ocean. It might be like a sea monkey, just add water, like where that's how they grow. But I don't think they're from there.
Or maybe there is a black hole in the bottom of the ocean that suits them out into space. Where did Atlantis
go? Write a movie, or at least a children's book. Give the idea to Coco. She'll turn it into something.
So I guess that was my headline. Aliens might be real, but people are definitely idiots.
Well, remember Hillary Duff? Nope. Remember Hillary Clinton said that they were real like 6 years ago?
Yeah, and then they had that whole trial where people under oath said that they saw like the body of a non-human species or something. And then it looked like one of those like don't do drug commercials. It was just like a withered up, dry corpse, like melting into the
Did you watch Jury Duty?
It was too stressful. Oh, I was thinking of Jury Number 9.
That was a movie, right?
Yeah, it was too stressful. I don't know. I watched the first 2 minutes and I was like, I'm out.
There was a show a couple years ago called Jury Duty where it was about a trial. James Marsden was in it. He was on the trial. And it was a reality show where like everyone was an actor and it was a fake court case except one person who thought he was
I didn't watch that either. It was too stressful for me.
I didn't watch it just because I didn't care. But they just announced they filmed a season 2 and that's coming out. But they couldn't do jury again because the show was like a big success. So instead it's going to be like a work conference. And again, everyone's an actor except one guy.
I wonder how they cast that. Like, how do
Oh,
they
yeah.
choose that you're going to be the one to have a crazy reaction?
That would go to my head the rest of my life.
Well, it would not go to my head. It would fuck me up the way watching The Truman Show fucked me up, where for the rest of my life, how do you earn back
Oh.
trust? How do you have any semblance of reality after that?
Well-
Where you've gone to a work conference and then you discover everybody literally was in on the joke? That's like truly intrusive thoughts are winning. Like, oh God, I am the center of the universe. No, you're not. You're the main character of your own life. So that means everybody else is the main character of their life. Nobody's paying attention to you. Oh, I'm on reality television and everything is fake and everybody is paying attention to me. I would die.
I don't think I would get in my head in that way, but I do think I would be like, out of all that, because this isn't like you apply for Big Brother and they pick you for Survivor instead. This is like somewhere your tape has crossed the desk of someone and they said, this man is such
reality
a character
TV gold
that we can truly base a whole show around him.
Yeah. You know, I think our reactions to the idea of us being on a show like that say a lot about our personalities, because I do understand where you're coming from, and that would be at face value a great compliment of like, wow, they thought that I would be the star. But yeah, I think that after that, where do you go? Well, let's move on to Cutie of the Week. My Cutie of the Week is specifically Sierra from Summer House, but Summer House in general.
Okay.
And I am having a good time. We're 3 episodes in, still cautiously optimistic. Originally, I was saying that Summer House has this undeniable format where they have the rock solid OGs. And then each year they bring in the newbies, and it truly is like the Hunger Games, where one person is going to survive, sometimes 2, to the next season. The other person's going to have like this huge blow up on social media, never to be heard from again. And then one person quite literally starts fading out, like the intro, Circles Become Circles, to America's Next Top Model, where like, let's not forget the guy who was part Bowflex machine, Alex, from a couple seasons ago, who just stopped being in the show. We had Jordan, the virgin pervert. We had the one guy, Amit, who the only thing we knew about him was that he went to Coachella once. Like, we truly never learn anything about them, and then they disappear. So I didn't know what was going to happen this year, because truly we have about 8,000 new characters. But, and Tom Hamlet said this first, and I can't stop thinking about it, I do think that this might be like a changing of the guards season, where they're introducing us to the new cast, the way they tricked us with Sheena Shea and that brown tooth and Brandy Glanville, and then all of a sudden we're watching Vanderpump Rules. I think that they're seeing how poorly the reboot of Vanderpump Rules is doing, and they see how the audience is like so against change that they're like soft launching it in real time. And we're seeing in real time what we're missing, because we have the juxtaposition of Kyle Cook, Grandpa Loverboy himself, like doing his usual walk of shame at like 11:30, like, Amanda. And then we get the timestamp, oh, it's 3:00. The new hot fuckboys are coming home and they're shaking their ass and laughing and eating chips. And you're like, oh, right, that's what the show used to be. So I think that it's brilliant if this is what they're doing.
Even if they're not planning on doing that, I think that the universe could just be doing it for them, because like with the Amanda Kyle divorce now, like that is not a couple that should be on vacation. And like, yes, of course they can force them because they're on TV, but like that's not a couple that should be on vacation anymore together. But at the same time, custody battle, like who does Bravo pick to follow then? So like, is it going to be Amanda with all these strangers or Kyle with all these strangers? So the best bet would be to just get rid of both of them.
With that said, I'm really liking this season, but specifically I want to give my Cutie of the Week to Sierra, because she's finally getting the chance to have the screen time and the airtime that she deserves. I'm sure she's been having these conversations all along, but she's finally getting airtime where she's talking about like growing up Black in a predominantly white area. She's just having these important conversations. And yes, does it have to do with the fact that now we have more people of color on the cast for her to have these conversations with? Probably yes. But also I've noticed, I think, dare I say, she's getting the Paige DeSorbo edit. Now that Paige is not there, she gets the Jim Halpert looks to the camera, and she's the one making fun of Kyle to his face right in front of him as he's like giving a big embarrassing apology to Amanda. Like, she's getting those quirky one-liners, which again, I'm sure she was saying this whole time. So I'm so glad to see her thriving. And I'm thinking that if my theory that I'm presenting as fact is true, and they are doing a changing of the guards, I think they're setting her up to be like one of the queen bees on the new show. So with that said, Sierra, please unblock me if you're listening to this. She did not like my likability charts back in the day.
Oh, that'll do it. My cutie of the week is Australian Cuties, which Toni Collette might be one. We don't know.
Who knew?
So many messaged me this week. And it was even before I posted that video singing Nutbush City Limits in the car by Miss Tina Turner. They started trickling in. It was just like we were on the same wavelength. In Australia, their national dance, which why don't we have one? Is it the Macarena?
We're like on the full Footloose timeline. Dancing is going to be banned in no time.
Oh, I know. Their national dance is Nutbush City Limits by Miss Tina Turner. And this is not even like new news. They just decided to tell me, but they have the world record for the most people doing that dance in one place.
Oh,
yeah. They set it most recently in 2025. And before that was 2023. So they beat their own record.
And see, I love that because that just shows you're only competing against yourself and you just want to put in the work to keep your eyes on the prize. You don't need to be out here seeing how many other people are gathering. You just want to beat your own record, you know?
I love that.
Speaking of the Book of World Records.
Yeah.
God knows from when this headline was from. So this could be 20 years ago that this news came out. But did you know that originally there was a woman who held the Guinness Book of World Records for being the world's oldest woman? She died in 1998 and she was something like 122 years old. But it was a big fat phony, a fraud. It turns out that her daughter at some point in her life assumed her mother's identity after her death. So she was not 122 years old. She was like 90 years old because she was not that woman. She was that woman's daughter pretending to be that woman. I know.
For tax purposes or to get in the Book of World Records?
I mean, I would love if she decided at like 40 years old, you know, I'm not going to make the jump for those extra 30 years. I got to take mama's identity. I've got to imagine it has to do with some sort of other fraud.
Brilliant. And on that note, that's the end. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, send it to someone else who might enjoy it. We really went places. And that's it. We'll talk to you later. Love you like a sister. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to I Am the Cute One. If you want more, head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes, as well as even more bonus content.
And if you like what you heard, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and subscribe to our show. And to help us grow this community of chaotic cuties, share an episode with a friend you think would pass the vibe check.
And to see the madness, check out our YouTube channel, where video footage from all current episodes are posted weekly.
You can follow me at Real Donnywood on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
And if you want more of my personal brand of chaos, check me out at Oh No Chels.
Talk to you later. Love you like a sister.